All right. Oh, so we have some people joining us now. So welcome everyone. This is the home sharing with home match presentation. And so we're going to get started in just a moment. I just opened the webinar a few minutes late. I apologize for that. And so again, you've reached the home sharing with home match presentation. My name is Jessie. I am the director at Downtown Oakland Senior Center. And just a moment, I'm going to pass it over to our two presenters. And so I will stop sharing my screen and I will pass it over to Gabriella and Marie.
Thank you so much, Jessie. Hello everybody. My name is Gabriella Perez. I am the program area director for Home Match in the East Bay region. So today we'll be talking about our home sharing program and answer any questions that anybody may have. And then I'm also joined by Mary here, who is our wonderful program coordinator. So Mary, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Mary. I'm the program coordinator with Home Match Alameda. I work primarily with home seekers, so those who are looking for a room within our program. If you need to see me in person, I am at the Downtown Oakland Senior Center every Wednesday morning from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. All right.
Great, thank you, Mary. And Mary also does have office hours out of the city of Fremont, Tuesday, Thursday. So if anybody's interested going down there, that's also something that you would be able to do. So I'm going to share my screen. And we will get started. So Mary and I will be going back and forth, speaking on Home Match and what our home sharing program is. Home Match, we are a community service program out of a nonprofit called Covia. Covia actually affiliated with another nonprofit out of Southern California in April of this past year. So I will cover a little bit on that. But our goal is to really build community one home at a time and to utilize existing housing stock in the area to provide an alternative affordable housing options and to be able to bring individuals together and combat social isolation, the burden of rent, and various other things that, home sharing can really bring to our communities. So a little bit about Covia. Covia affiliated with Front Porch on April 1st, 2021. Covia is a nonprofit that's been around in the Bay Area for 50 plus years. And Covia does really three main pillars. It's builds and manages senior living communities, does affordable housing for older adults, and then also offers free community service programs, both in the Bay Area and nationally. So our free community service programs range from social connection programs. We have a program called Well Connected, which is a national program, and then one called Social Call. We have a nutritional program called Market Day, and then our home sharing program is called Home Match. And the idea around these programs is to be able to offer individuals everything from housing, nutrition, social connection within their communities for free, to be able to help individuals kind of age in place, stay within their communities, and gain access to the programs that they need. So Front Porch, their mission is to inspire and build community, cultivating meaningful relationships and experiences that respond creatively to changing needs. And so we partnered and affiliated with Front Porch, like I said, in April of this past year. Their headquarters is out of Southern California in Glendale. What you see in blue, and I am very sorry, I know it's very small little points on this map on the right-hand side, but you'll see in Southern California, the light blue points are the affordable housing buildings. Then we have in red, the senior living communities that, we've built and managed. And then in orange, which is very hard to see, our regional office is actually in Walnut Creek in Northern California. Northern California, we have still affordable housing, senior living communities, and then our home sharing programs. So our home sharing program, Home Match, is offered for free in Contra Costa County, Alameda County, Monterey County, Marin County, and San Francisco County. So that's what you'll see. Some of those little dots, if you can see them in green, are up there. So we're here to talk about home sharing. And, you know, we pose this question to everybody we meet with. Have you considered home sharing? Have you ever lived in a home share? So home shares can be anything from living with an extended family member, living with a friend, a college roommate, or you know, maybe at one point, maybe a coworker, if you know, you guys wanted to live closer to where you were working. Those are all home sharing experiences. And so we ask individuals, you know, try to think about one point when you've ever home shared with somebody. How did it go? What were some supports maybe you needed? Think about the overall experience. What you'll see here are photos of some of our matches that we've been able to bring together in our program. You'll see on the, you know, some of our matches, and we call them matches. These are housemates, are peer-to-peer. Some of them are intergenerational. And what we're really doing is bringing individuals together to benefit from home sharing and also kind of have some ease of mind and some security when it comes to thinking about, you know, is this the right step for me? What are things that I should consider, you know, when going into a home share? Things that you know, how do we communicate with one another? What are the best practices? We're really here to help guide you through that.
And Gabrielle, I apologize. Can I step in for just a moment?
Yes.
And remind everyone, I forgot to go over how they can interact with us on this Zoom webinar. So if you are on a tablet or a phone, you might need to tap your screen so you can see the control panel come up. If you're on a computer or a laptop, you might have to wiggle the mouse for the controls to come up. But when you do that, at the bottom of your screen, you'll see options to raise your hand and an option that says Q&A with a little speech bubble. If you have a question, you can click that raise your hand and it'll notify us that you have a question, and we'll be able to unmute you for you to ask your question. And also that Q&A, the one with a little speech bubble, you can type in a question to us and we can answer it that way. So whichever way you feel comfortable with, you can either raise your hand or use the Q&A feature. But oftentimes you'll have to either tap the screen to wake it if you're on a tablet or a phone, or if you're on a laptop or a desktop, you have to wiggle your mouse for you to be able to see those options. Sorry, I forgot to do that in the beginning.
No, thank you. And I do want to say, if anybody has any questions at any point, please let us know. We want this to be interactive. So, oh, and I think we have a question already. So actually, let's answer it. Oh, so when are the office hours at the Downtown Oakland Senior Center? So great question. That office hours are Wednesdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then we'll give you a phone number at the end of this presentation. We'll also provide a phone number so we can, you know, if you want to call in beforehand and get something on the schedule, because we are asking individuals to kind of let us know before you would like to come in. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you a testimonial video of two of our matches. One is from San Francisco, our San Francisco program area. The other one is from Contra Costa. I'm going to share my audio. If at any point, you know, you cannot hear the audio, please inform us.
I raised my son and he was going off to college, and I knew my income was going to change. And the only thing I could do to stay here in this nice flat was to get a roommate. And if I couldn't do that, I didn't know what I was going to do, because I was going to no longer be able to afford San Francisco.
I rented another place. It was terrible because my roommate was not good with me. And after that, I decided to find a place, a safe place.
The idea of trying to find a roommate through Craigslist was making me insane. I just heard of a wonderful organization called Home Match.
They work together and they check everything. And they have information for both sides. And later, they match together.
It's funny, we come from very different lives, and yet there are very strong parallels.
I can't afford to live by myself. So once I found out about Home Match, then that was for me, because now I can live like a normal person.
This house is rather large. And to have one person living here, but it really gives me security to have somebody like you here.
Yeah. He's lonely when he's here by himself. Like he always say, you hear me when I wake up? Yeah, I hear you when I wake up. I said, I'm your ears and your eyes here. So Home Match has been good for both of us. Yeah.
You're doing good.
Great. So what you saw there was two of our matches. And they came together for a variety of reasons. You know, one match came together, one individual came to home sharing because of social isolation. You know, they had some extra room in their home. Their support network wasn't nearby, and they thought, I'd love to have somebody move in with me, and, you know, rent a space in my home, and, you know, we'll share the common areas to just know that somebody's in the home with me. We can share meals from time to time, create a friendship, to kind of have some security there, just knowing that someone knows that someone's checking on you. Somebody is saying, hi, I see you. And then the other match, we have an individual that was being priced out, a home provider who had a room in her home, who wasn't going to be able to afford to live on her own anymore. So really was coming to home sharing as a way to generate some extra income and stay within her community. And then you had a home seeker who was also being priced out of the area and needed, you know, to come to home sharing as to be able to stay within her neighborhood, to stay close to whatever, you know, services that were nearby that she was utilizing. And also, you know, to have some ease of mind because she had been through home sharing before and it hadn't worked out when she had done it on her own. So Home Match, what we're doing is really providing a platform to be able to help individuals feel empowered while they go through the home sharing journey and have some security and ease of mind. And we'll talk a little bit about kind of what all our program really encompasses and what we're offering. So what are some of the challenges that Home Match and home sharing addresses? We'll cover 3 of these. The first one is aging in place. You know, as we get older, it can be more difficult to live on our own. About 20 to 30% of older adults we saw in a study are currently living alone. 30 to 40% of older adults are struggling to meet basic needs. And that could be, you know, being on fixed income and being, even if you still own your home outright, can be really difficult. Even just right now, just paying with property taxes, utility bills, all of that really adds up. And when you're on fixed income, it can be difficult to be able to pay those bills. And so being able to offer a room in your home allows you to then generate some extra income to be able to save some money aside or pay for some of those essential basic needs. And 30% of older adults live with one or more disability. It could be that, you know, you're having some mobility challenges and it could be difficult to take the trash bins out or to just do some minor fixes around the home. So by offering a room in your home, you can then, you know, offer a room at a reduced price and in exchange, ask an individual to just do some minor fixes within the home. Maybe they're the ones that pick up the groceries. Maybe they're the ones that run some of the errands. Another challenge, we're trying to address the social isolation. We found a study that said that loneliness is associated with the reduction in lifespan, similar to that caused by smoking 15 cigarettes a day. So our hope is that through home sharing, and the benefits would be that you would be able to create a lasting bond with an individual, to be able to share a meal together, to be able to just spend time with one another. So home sharing, what we're trying to do is also combat that social isolation piece that a lot of individuals have been faced with and been dealing with, especially now with COVID-19, and with everybody, sheltering in place. And lastly, we're really trying to focus on just the housing crisis, affordability crisis, really. So looking at the burden of rent. So if somebody earns minimum wage, rent's going to consume more than 100% of their income. And if someone's on Social Security on fixed income, rent's going to consume more than 120% of your income. And that's if you're receiving, around 1,400. I will say most of the individuals that are coming to our program are older adults that are on fixed income, and it's become much harder for them to be able to live on their own and afford an apartment or a home on their own, being on fixed income and, with the housing prices here in the Bay Area. So why does the program, why does Home Match work? Well, a couple of things: saving money. Home seekers can receive great deals on monthly rooms, and homeowners can make extra income each month by offering a room in their home. Both individuals can get support. Home seekers can provide a helping hand to a homeowner who maybe is just needing some assistance with minor tasks within the home. And again, that could be anything from maybe doing some light yard work. It could be, I've seen some where somebody's just like, I'd love to offer a room in my home to somebody at a reduced cost. And in exchange, I just need help with logging onto the computer, with understanding Zoom, with, some technology aspect of it. And a homeowner, can create a trusted friendship and have security knowing that they have a housemate. Somebody is there. They're not just alone. And then lastly, just living better. Our program offers compatible matches. So a home seeker can live closer to where they're working or going to school, or if they just want to live closer to maybe say a family member. We've had that where somebody has joined our program and they said, my child, they're grown adults now. They live in such neighborhood. I'd love to be closer to them. And I'm looking at home sharing as a way to do that. Both individuals can save on monthly costs. So a homeowner can, again, generate income by offering a room, and a home seeker can save on an affordable room compared to living on their own and be able to generate, a monthly savings that way. And then also just getting support and making a new friend is always something great that we see through home sharing. On the right-hand side, you will see a map of our counties here in the Bay Area. They are highlighted in orange, the ones that we currently cover. So we are located in Alameda County, Contra Costa County, Marin County, San Francisco County, and Monterey County. Our program, I will say, is completely free. There is no charge. We are grant funded throughout our various county areas. And so with that funding, we are able to provide this free service throughout our communities. So I'll talk a little bit about what Home Match all has to offer, and then we'll talk about requirements, eligibility requirements, and Mary will speak a lot on kind of the home seeker aspect. She interacts a lot with our home seekers, and she'll be able to speak on that. If anybody has any questions, please, let us know, and we can definitely, answer those.
And I know we have someone joining us by phone. If you're on your phone and you want to ask a question, go ahead and press *9, and *9 will raise your virtual hand, and *6 is to mute and unmute yourself. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to raise your virtual hand. It looks like we do have a question from the audience. So give me just one moment. Okay, so phone number 1741. I've made it so you can ask your question. Go ahead and press *6 to unmute yourself.
Yeah, my question, this is Rosa Alonso, and I couldn't sign in the computer. I have a question. Do you have this program in any other counties? Like my kids live in Roseville and Rockland, around that area. Do you have anything out there? I'll mute myself now.
Oh,
Thank
it's okay. Rosa, could you repeat the city again?
It is Roseville,
Okay,
Rockland.
Roseville. Okay. So our programs are only in Contra Costa, Alameda, Monterey, Marin, and San Francisco. There are other home sharing programs though throughout California. We are a part of kind of a group of home sharing programs throughout the area. What I can do is I can send you, there is a website. If you provide us with your contact information, we can send you information on some other home share programs that are closer to where you're looking for. There is a national home sharing website, if anybody's interested, where you can go in there and it's going to tell you every single state and county where you can find a home share program, what is their contact information and their eligibility requirements. And we can make sure to send that out to everyone as well. But great question.
And so Rosa, it looks like you have your hand up one more time. Go ahead and press *6 to unmute yourself if you have another question.
No, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I don't know what I did, but I will mute myself.
All right. Have
Sorry
a good.
about that.
No problem.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. So the magic of home match. So what you'll see here in the right-hand corner, there's a photo of an intergenerational match. And they are smiling and laughing, and they are in their home share. So this is a photo of both of them laughing. This was after they had been matched and gone through kind of our process. And it says, Jackie was able to retain her rent-controlled apartment, and Jonathan's commute decreased by more than an hour because of home sharing. And they were able to find each other through our program. So what is it that Home Match is offering? Well, we're offering first a comprehensive screening process. When a home provider or a home seeker come to our program, we offer them an application where it's going to ask individuals questions ranging from what are you looking for in a home share? What is your ideal scenario? How would you best describe yourself? Are you a smoker, non-smoker? Do you have pets? Are you wanting certain quiet hours within the home? And then once we've received that application, I generally contact all of our home providers. So I will say I go into the homes once we've received an application, and I take a tour of the home, examine the shared spaces, the room, review the application with the home provider, and really have a conversation about what they're looking for. Mary, my colleague here, works with all of our home seekers, and she'll really be able to talk with everybody about what a home seeker application and intake process looks like. With part of the comprehensive screening process is that we also conduct background checks. We do not look at credit scores. What we're looking at is a tenant screening and criminal history screening. From there, we're also going to verify photo ID and verify income of the home seekers that apply to our program. With that, once somebody has gone through our screening process, we then start introducing potential matches to one another. And compatibility-based matching is really based off of three things. We're doing introductions based off of location, so where somebody is looking to move to, the price that is affordable for them, and then the lifestyle and home sharing preferences. So that would be, if you have a pet, do you want to live in a home that has other pets? Do you have allergies? Would you prefer a non-smoking household? Are you looking for somebody who is really wanting to build a friendship in terms of, you guys go to the movies together, maybe once a month? Are you wanting that to kind of be a part of your home share agreement? Those are things that we would then start asking both of you and then matching you based off of. Once two individuals have been matched and say you both hit it off, you've had a phone call, we always encourage a three-step process where we'll introduce you both over the phone. Then you would meet in a public space if you feel comfortable after that. And then from there, you would be invited to the home to ideally share a meal together, see the room, and see, how things go. If that goes well, we'll provide you both with each other's references, because again, our participants have the power, really the power's in their hands. And all we're doing is providing a platform for them to really think about, is this home share right for me? How would I kind of go about looking at what should our house rules be? Things like that. So say that all goes well and you found the right person for you through the program, we'll then offer you a mutual living together agreement meeting. This is a meeting where our staff will sit down with both participants to really talk about what will your house rules be. So everything from when are quiet hours, will you do chores together or separately? Do you buy food together or separately? And then also discuss the terms and conditions. So is this a month-to-month agreement? What is the room fee? Is there a security deposit? Is there a pet deposit? Things like that. And then we do ask that both of you exchange emergency contact information just in case something were to ever happen. Say somebody is exhibiting COVID-19 symptoms and needs to quarantine, things like that. Once two individuals live together, we do provide ongoing staff support where we work with both individuals just to conduct check-ins, see how things are going. Once two individuals live together, it's the first week, first month, and then quarterly. If things come up, it is natural and normal. Relationships are very fluid and communication is hard. So we are here to support both individuals to, make sure that it is a positive experience that you are both having. We do offer flexible timelines. So meaning really it's you're in control of that. So, some people decide to do a month-to-month agreement. Some people decide to do a 6-month, a 1 year. I will say it's most common for individuals to do month-to-month agreements that renew automatically at the end of every month. We do operate our program in English, Spanish, and Chinese. And if there is a language that, our staff does not speak, that we need somebody to bring in an interpreter, we will bring in an interpreter and to make sure our program is accessible to all individuals. And there are no fees for our services. Again, we are grant funded, and so we've been very lucky.
And it looks like we have a question from Miss Dolores.
Great.
And so Dolores, I have allowed you to talk. Go ahead and unmute yourself by clicking on the microphone. There you go.
Thank you for taking my question. I would like to know how long does the process takes before you get a match? Like I know you said something about to see if the person, so I would be interested in having a partner.
Okay.
So I'm a homeowner. So once you start the process, how long does it take before you find a match, or how long is the process altogether?
Yes, great question. Thank you, Dolores. So
Mm.
to get an application, to complete the application process can take 2 to 3 weeks just to be active in the program. And it really depends on you. So once we get your phone call and you say, I want an application, we can get that out to you today. And then we would schedule your home visit. We could be out, next week, do your home visit. For the background check, it generally takes about 5 business days. If I've seen though individuals that were maybe teachers or worked, for human services within the county, and so their background checks come back a little bit quicker because they've had multiple background checks done in the past. Or individuals who have only lived in one county, it generally is a quicker process. But I would say about 2 to 3 weeks to really be active in the program. But I've seen it, in 1 week, in 1.5 to 2 weeks, we can get you active. For a match, that really varies. I will say we have more home seekers currently in need of housing than we do people opening their homes. For a home provider, they might be matched much quicker than a home seeker. I've had one match, they matched within a month. Homeowner came to the program. We had a home seeker ready to go. That was the perfect match. They were matched together within the month. I've had it 3 months, 6 months, and then some individuals just have not been matched for quite some time. And it's not that they have not been introduced to anybody, it's that they just haven't found the right fit for them. I've had some individuals, we've introduced them to 5 or more home seekers, and they ended up walking away with friendships, but they decided ultimately, this isn't the person I want to move into my home. So it kind of depends on you and kind of what it is you're looking for. I hope that answers your question.
It does. Thank you.
Okay, great. And so what I could do is, if Mary wants to, Mary's going to speak on our home seekers right now, and then I can cover our eligibility for our home providers.
So I work primarily with home seekers. So some of the things I do with home seekers as they're applying and trying to get active in our system is I verify photo ID. I also send applications, and once the home seeker returns their application, I will then schedule an intake interview with them. And during those intake interviews, that's when I will talk to the seeker, get a better feel of what they're looking for in a home share, what their expectations are, and what their lifestyle preferences are, as well as their budget and where they prefer to live. Another thing that I do with a home seeker is I also do their background checks, as Gabriella said before. We work with Intellicorp, which is our third-party company that does our background check for us. And again, we look at criminal and tenant history. Some eligibility requirements that we have for our home seekers is that they must live, work, or study in Alameda County, and that's just for our Alameda program. Like Gabriella said, we do have multiple program areas, so we do see some home seekers who are eligible for multiple program areas within Home Match. For example, if somebody lived in Oakland but worked in San Francisco, they would be eligible for both the Alameda and San Francisco programs. Another eligibility requirement we have for our home seekers is that they must earn 120 or less than 120% AMI, so less than 105,000. And we also require our home seekers to have some type of monthly income, and that can be through employment, it could be through benefits, it could be through a pension or Social Security. But we do want to see what their budget is for a room and make sure, that they're not only able to pay for the room, but also other necessities in life, like savings and food and clothing and things like that. So that's some of the things that I work on with home seekers as they join the program.
And Mary's really great, I'll say, because if somebody can't go into the downtown Oakland Senior Center, if they can't go to the city of Fremont, she will meet individuals where they're at to make sure that it's accessible. So if somebody maybe doesn't have access to transit, we will then meet with them at a coffee shop. And Mary has been great in terms of making sure that she's meeting clients where they're at and providing them assistance. And she's also a great referral source. So if you have questions about, well, I need assistance with applying for X, Y, and Z, I don't know who to call, Mary's great in terms of, connecting you with a potential referral. So with a home provider is somebody that would be offering a room in their home. And this could be either a homeowner or a renter. So the only thing that we're really asking is to make sure that they have the ability to share their home or apartment. So for a renter, making sure that the landlord okays that they have a housemate move in and that they are then added to the lease. And so something we're doing with our homeowners is we're going to verify photo ID. We're going to collect 3 references. And again, references, would be somebody that's non-familial. So it would be either employment, it could be, a neighbor, a previous tenant, maybe that, if you've home shared before, it could just be a good friend, but it just can't be a familial reference. We do not contact references. What we'll do is, again, we provide your potential housemate with your references and you will receive theirs. And we will give you a list of example questions to ask one another, things to consider when speaking to references or your potential match. Just kind of a conversation opener. We do the background checks for our home providers as well. And it's a tenant screening and criminal history screening. And then lastly, again, making sure that they have the ability to share. As a homeowner, you have, the power to set your room price. Right now, we're seeing them between $700 and $1,300. Our higher end rooms, those are usually going to be the main bedroom. Those are rooms that maybe have an en-suite bathroom, fully furnished. It could be that, the utilities are included in that room fee. Anything 700 or below, those are rooms that are asking generally for a task exchange. So it could be, I'm asking for maybe 5 hours a week that somebody be able to assist me with technology or picking up the groceries, and I'm only going to charge $300 for the room. It really depends on you as to why you're coming to the program. If you're coming to it to generate extra income, or is it really just that companionship or tax exchange piece? So in terms of our impact, and I know we'll wrap up so we can allow individuals to, ask questions. We started our program in 2012 out of Marin County. And since then, we've been able to bring together more than, honestly, and this slide hasn't been updated in quite some bit, more than 300 home shares together. We've been able to bring, individuals together to really share their home, and we've been really excited about that. We do survey our participants yearly, our match participants. This past year, what we found is that 93% of our participants expressed program satisfaction. In terms of monthly room costs across all 5 of our program areas, individuals are seeing rooms, the average room cost is about $789. And with that, we've been able to see that 82% of our participants have felt less worried about money. I think the really great piece is one thing that we've been seeing every year, and it's been getting higher and higher. This past year, we saw 82% of our participants were able to save $400 or more through home sharing, and 40% were able to save $800 or more. In terms of timelines, again, you are the one that's kind of dictating that. But we've seen some individuals come to home sharing as a long-term thing. And so we have, our longest home share has been together 5 years. On average, though, most participants are together for about a year or so, and it could be for a variety of reasons that people separate. You know, in San Francisco, we have a lot more students applying to that program or traveling nurses, so they're really looking for a short-term thing. We've had individuals where they're really just looking to home sharing as a way to save that money, you know, those $400 or $800, and then their goal is to be able to eventually live on their own and move out. In terms of our program, you know, anybody over the age of 18 can apply. On average, about 80% of our applicants are older adults across all 5 counties. The average age is about 63. The youngest individual we've had is 18 who's applied, and the oldest individual who's applied to our program is 95. So it's been really great to see that range. About 83% of individuals coming to our program are extremely low to low income. And the average income of somebody applying to our home share is about $63,000 that they're receiving a year. So home sharing really benefits them in terms of being able to save on that money and find that affordable housing option. In terms of COVID-19, you know, we did pause our program for about 2 months in 2020 when everything, you know, kind of started. Since then, what we've done is we are, you know, advising participants not to have an exposure-prone service exchange. We do ask all household members to be COVID clear of COVID-19 symptoms for the past 14 days before meeting in person. In terms of our program agreement, we did update that to include the exposure to contagious disease, and then match discussion. So our staff does facilitate an additional discussion around COVID-19 and say if somebody is exhibiting symptoms and somebody does need a quarantine, well, how would that occur? If you're sharing a bathroom, you know, what would the cleaning regimen be then? Things like that. And all of this would be done prior to a move-in. So lastly, we just want to thank everybody for taking the time to attend our presentation. If you are interested in our home sharing program, if you'd like to open your home, if you'd like to move into a home share, or would like to even just, you know, help advocate for us, our phone number for our Oakland program, and I'll read it out loud. It's 510-350-4367. Again, it's 510-350-4367. And our email is homematchalameda@frontporch.net. We want to thank everybody for taking the time to meet with us. We'll answer any questions you may have. That phone number there goes to our main intake line. Rosanna, she is our program coordinator. She is amazing. She'll be able to answer any questions you may have and also just, you know, guide you and get you to who you would speak to next. Again, I would be working with you if you are offering a space in your home, and Mary really works with all of our home seekers, but also sometimes joins me on our home visits. So thank you. And I think I saw a question pop up. Okay, maybe not. So yeah, if anybody has any questions right now, and what I could do is I can stop sharing my screen.
And through the question and answer, I typed in the office hours for the home match office hours here at downtown Oakland. So again, those are Wednesday, 9 to 1 p.m. And if you'd like to make an appointment time, the next question I typed in the question and answers is home match phone number, and that is 510-350-4367. And you can always call us here at downtown and we can give that information to you again. And then the last one I put in the question and answer box is our evaluation link. It is very helpful for us, for people to fill out the evaluation. It helps us plan for future presentations, what to bring. So I'll be sending this link out to everyone by email. And then I'm also going to share my screen real quick just to point out a few upcoming events. We have Clean Living, How to Reduce Your Toxic Load. Kaiser is going to talk about reducing your toxic load in your environment and how that can benefit your overall health. And then on December 8th, we're going to have Kaiser presenting Mindful Eating. And it's about building a positive relationship with you and food, so that way your body can be nutritious and happy. If anyone has any question, now is a great time to raise your virtual hand. If you are on a phone, that is *9, and we're open for questions. Mary and Gabrielle, I just want to thank you for your time. This has been so great. This has been recorded, so it will be up on our YouTube channel if you want to send it to anyone, and I will send out the link with everything tomorrow.
Thank you. And thank you for having us and for everybody joining us and listening in and for all of your questions.
Thank you.